Today we'll start our lesson number 2, that is motion in one dimension. So in this we will first know certain terms. So what are they? Rest, motion, scalar, vector. Then we will come to certain physical quantities. So first of all we should know what is rest, or when a body is said to be rest. A body is said to be rest when it doesn't change its position with respect to its surrounding. For example, in your house, in your surrounding, you are seeing that a chair, a table, it is not changing its position until you change. So these are all in rest condition. So now comes to the motion, just opposite to the rest. A body is said to be in motion when it changes its position with respect to time. So can you give the example of motion? A car. So today we are seeing he in front of your house, tomorrow it is not there. A bird, today it is sitting on the branch of it, after 1 hour it is not there. So with the time, with the surrounding, which is changing in their position, they are known as in the state of motion. Next, to go through all the physical quantities, we should know who are scalar quantities, who are vector quantities. So first of all, scalar quantities. The quantities which need only magnitude for their expression are known as scalars. For example, what are the examples of scalar? For example, distance, mass, length, they all are the example of scalar. To express all this, we need only the magnitude. Next comes to vector quantities. The physical quantity which need both magnitude as well as direction, they are known as vector quantities. For example, displacement, velocity, these all coming under this category, vector quantities. So whenever we are expressing a vector quantities, above the quantity we are putting an arrow. So over the head of the quantity we are putting the arrow. By seeing the arrow we can recognize or identify who is scalar, who is vector. Now comes to the physical quantity, that is distance. So now we will, after knowing the distance, we should know the displacement, then how to distinguish between them. So distance is nothing but the length of the path travelled by any object is known as distance. So whatever path, suppose A is a position, B is another position or point. So to come from A to B, anybody can follow any way. For example, this. So if we will ask this person what is your distance, then he will explain this path. If I will ask this person, he will express this path. So distance for both of them to start from one point and to end or reach the another same point, they are having different answers. So distance varies person to person, time to time. But what about displacement? Displacement is fixed every time. So it is the straight line path between the initial point and the final point. So displacement in both the case is same. So among these two, distance is scalar quantity, displacement is vector quantity. For example, one boy travelled 60 meter. So if the distance is, the path travelled is 60 meter, then it is the distance. If it is provided that 60 meter towards east, then we can know this is a vector quantity. Means direction is given. So from here you can say it is a scalar quantity, it is a vector quantity. So now I will tell you three differences between scalar quantity and vector quantity. So first of all, you know, according to the definition, distance requires only the magnitude for its expression because it comes under scalar quantity. So what you will write in vector quantities? Only magnitude and directions are required to express this quantity. So example will come displacement. These quantities, means scalar quantities, can be added by simple arithmetic means. But here just opposite. They cannot be added. Similarly, third point of scalar quantity, they can be plotted in graph paper. Who? Scalar quantities, which is not possible for the vector quantities. So thank you children. Next period I will tell you about the speed and uniform speed, variable speed, etc. So thank you children. Bye.